What you gonna do when you get a mouthful? I'ma eat it up when I'm at the table. Who's gonna listen when they get an earful? Everybody listen when they got their mouth full. Am I full of this? Am I full of that? Am I full of love? I'm out full. I'm out full. They say, don't talk with your mouth open, but I got a lot to say. Hey everybody, this is Kwaico.
And I'm Andre.
And this is
A Mouthful.
So, we created a show because in LA, in Hollywood, everybody likes to keep their own tables. So Andre and I decided to build our own. I wanted to add my little pizzazz on here by introducing upcoming artists, just like myself, independent artists who feel like they don't need to jump through hoops just to be noticed, who could be genuine, who could be themselves, and who could just be authentic. We got so many cookie cutter people in the business. Authenticity, like we know, it breeds greatness. Andre?
I agree. And then I'm actually on this panel because I am what you would call a foodie. I work in the restaurant industry. I love food, and I feel like Los Angeles is starting to become a thriving food culture.
Yeah, it is.
And then there's stuff that's representative, and there's stuff that's not representative. And the ones that's not represented, I wanted to be up here because these are some amazing restaurants.
Especially after COVID, right?
Exactly. So I just wanted us to do this thing where we naturally have our brunch on Sundays.
Right.
Kiki, talk our shit.
Yes.
So we were like, might as well do it.
We love to have dope conversations in dope places with dope people. And the only difference is now is that we've added a camera to it. I wanted to start this pilot episode off by introducing you guys to some of my closest friends who have to be dope ass people, dope ass artists. And without further ado, our guest performance, because we didn't say this, but every episode we're gonna have a guest performance from an upcoming artist who's gonna plug their shit without the bullshit. Right? So our first guest performance is Freaky Diqui. Yeah, you heard it right. Say what's up to the people, man.
What's up? I'm Freaky Diqui. I'm grateful to be here to do a guest performance for a really good friend of mine. And I'm just excited to show the world what I can do with this song and what the trajectory is going to be, because we don't know. We don't know. We're up and coming.
It's all positive vibes.
But we're on our way.
And also to his left, you have one of my closest friends and one of my most sincerest producers. He's worked tirelessly with me for about 3 or 4 songs now for my upcoming EP. Everybody meet Topher.
What's up, everybody? What's up, people? I'm Topher. I'm a music producer and audio engineer, mix engineer. And I'm real happy to be here. So thank you for having me.
And you can't forget, he actually created our theme song with Cuisine.
Yes. So I wrote it. Topher literally in his studio pulled out every instrument, played the bass, played the fucking, piano, everything. Like the theme song could not be where it is if it wasn't for him. And that just gives you a little peek into what we're gonna get into today.
All right, so and the one thing that we always wanna do is keep the topics as organic as it is. So what we're gonna have is our message in a bottle. So we always do a random 5 topics, we pull it out, and then what we do is we kind of review it. And then we're gonna start off our conversation.
So a little nervous.
All right. So the whole thing with the black categories in the Grammys, how they were not televised.
Man, I'll need a drink on this one.
Okay. So I know there's a lot of controversy this year. I know Jay-Z had his little comments.
They weren't little.
Yeah, they weren't. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the Grammys. I don't care to watch the Grammys because I do feel like it does cater to a certain audience, and I feel like a lot of the artists that do stuff are not being publicized.
Can we have a moment? When are we good enough to say, you know what, fuck the Grammys, with all due respect, fuck the Grammys. Why do we keep, pandering to being accepted by their trophies? Like, why can't us making music be good enough for ourselves and validation of ourselves? And then and speaking of building tables, why don't we build our own table? Like, why don't we build our own, situation?
Well, that's the Soul Train Awards. Well, but I mean, honestly, it's just, if you really think about a lot of the Soul Train Awards, these are artists that are always getting disputed. It's like the whole thing with the Tina Turner tribute.
Yeah.
It's like, you have one of the most iconic women, and it's funny because the only reason why I love me some Tina Turner is because my mom told me my first words was singing "What's Love Got to Do with It" in the bag.
What's your first words?
Literally, my first words were, or my first time that she actually heard me stringing sentences along was singing "What's Love Got to Do with It," because she would always play it all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
So that was like that, you know what I mean? And she's won it, and another person, I mean, it's going to the Oscars, the whole thing with Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
She deserved that Oscar because she killed that role as Tina.
But she didn't get the Oscar.
She didn't.
Yeah. So I know you didn't even watch the Grammys, right?
I didn't. I totally.
What's the story
didn't.
behind that? Like,
You know, I guess I don't really care anymore. I don't care anymore. I feel like I used to watch the Grammys when I was younger. I would watch the Grammys so I could discover new music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they would be putting people on there that you hadn't heard of yet, and you would go check them out.
yeah.
And I feel like that's not really the case anymore. Like, I've
You know, you
already,
want some more
you know what I
champagne,
mean? It's
Hassan.
like
Go ahead and pour it.
it's just a review of all of the most popular stuff you heard last year. At least the most televised parts of it.
Right.
You know, and you know, I'll check out the highlights, whatever. But I don't feel the need to waste a whole day while keeping up with what they're doing. Because to your point,
yeah.
it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? Like, the artistry that I want to see in the world isn't
on the Grammys.
Well, I'm not saying none of those people are there, but like, it just doesn't have an effect on my world.
I agree.
You know?
That's powerful because when I was growing up, those artists that were on the Grammys had a huge effect on my world. You know what I'm saying? And partly of why I stand here today. You know what I'm saying? You just mentioned something regarding how Usher. Can you speak on Usher, who's performing today at the Super Bowl? Can you speak on that?
Usher, baby. So, nominated 8 times, and it was never televised.
Never televised.
Keep in mind, this is a man that almost is like 3 decades of hits,
Yeah.
of hits,
Yeah.
of hits.
Yeah.
3
decades.
fucking
I'm about
decades.
to turn 30. I'm about to turn 30, and I'm not afraid to say it.
And let's be known, Usher was the first artist to sell 1.1 million albums for Confessions in a week. Like, he is no, you know what I'm saying, regular cookie. But the Grammys use these black urban artists to promote the show, right? To perform, but don't even have the decency to air their actual winning in the categories that they use to promote. Like, that's strange. It's a bit sus.
And it's also not just the Grammys, too. Think about the other Academy Awards, like the Oscars.
And by the way, this food is edible, guys. Eat.
I know, I'm gonna jump in.
like, wait, do we need to-
I'm
It's
hungry.
not just here for decorations, guys.
Exactly.
So eat.
Y'all got
peace.
the aesthetic on cam, though?
Yeah,
Alright,
we're good.
Well, that's the one thing why we wanted to do this, because you know what? We have
Is
these
this
conversations
squash?
around food.
I know you're vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
This is squash, and that's
yeah.
Warner, it's this is actually
that's
winter
artichoke.
squash cacio pepe. So it's winter squash cacio pepe. So it's a actual kind of almost like a pumpkin spice pasta.
this looks amazing.
You know,
Yeah,
I'm not a
let's get
vegetarian,
into
so
this.
I
I eat meat.
I am.
Can you hand me a slice of that pizza?
And this is our spicy salami pizza. And then right here
What's
we got some
amazing?
Brussels sprouts. Bacon's on the side over here. But we have to really talk about that because I think it's really, we have these like strives for the Emmys and the Oscars and all this stuff, but like, I just think these categories are weird, and it's just like the makeup categories at this point, just to, I feel like, to placate us. Like the
Well,
Grammys.
I don't know. I just feel like we have to stop defining our worth based off of, you know, with all due respect, these old white men who created these things to only include a selective group of people. You know, they were never included for us. They were never built for us. And, you know, it's time where we have to be the change we want to see, per se. You know what I'm saying? And start creating. There's so many people out there in the world. I know if someone's out there watching, there's someone who's more brilliant, more talented, more innovative than the people that invented these strange ass categories. And even hold on. The new 3,000 members that just were admitted to the Grammys, they can't even vote. What's up with that?
I don't know what that means. What's that mean?
So in order to win a Grammy, there's a voting body,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So from what I understand is that the recent members who were inducted into that, they can't even vote. So the people that are voting are not even reflective of
Interesting.
present time.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
But I mean, my thing in general, and this goes, it's like extends to all the shows, you know, the singer. The music isn't supposed to be a competition at all. Like, I'm not that interested in who you think is the best at any of these categories. Like, just in general. And I don't want to. I mean, this isn't even really the Grammys over time changing or anything. But my perspective is that, like, I just want to appreciate art that I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's not helping me filter what that is and figure that out, then, like, it's not that. And I think it's detrimental to music as a whole, as well as the shows, because it puts the mindset of people like, oh, who, you know, the best. Like, I don't need, that's not a thing. You know what I mean? It's like, does the art speak to you?
Wow.
You know, does it mean something to you?
I mean, I get it.
And that's all it is. That's
it's
what
all
it
about
should
the
be.
accolades.
Yeah.
And like how many Grammys that song won doesn't affect how it
Yeah,
made
man.
me feel when I first heard it. Like, so, and if they won X Factor, whichever, you know, it's just like, to me, it's like, this shouldn't be a competition. We should be supporting each other. We should be like, especially just because it's such a brutal industry, like making it in any kind of way is financially, like, like all the,
Man.
you know, and the last couple of years, especially the last couple of years, like, I know the pandemic, like the last couple of years have been hard on everybody, but I think especially hard on creative types who've had their whole, you know, like they weren't able to even perform. Like, imagine not being able to do the only thing that you do, you know, and then on top of that, it's like, well, but you know, who's not the best? What other?
Topher's bringing the tears in.
Topher's gonna make me cry.
Man.
That's why I got these shades on.
The last time I checked,
I don't want Topher to make me cry.
just so you guys, we can put something to scale, right? The last time I checked, it costs about $300,000 just to even reach, or to put up enough marketing and promotions to reach the top 100 on Billboard.
And that's not the vision, though.
The point I'm making is we're not in a battle for creativity anymore. This is a capitalism thing, where if little
100.
Timmy, you know, on the countryside of Georgia doesn't have the money, he would never be known. He would never be heard, and he would never be discovered. So that's why, to bring back the point, this show is so important. That's why it's so important.
See, his words are resonating.
Well, that's when you know, they say that when you're, you know, reaching a certain point in what you're saying, the universe it balances it. So anytime I hear distraction when I'm seeking something real, I know that I'm on the right path. So,
and I'm not saying this just because you're my friend, but like, honestly, like I said, you are probably one of the most talented artists I've ever met and came across. Trust me, my niece tells me all the time. First of all, she goes, Kwaizi has to sing me to sleep every night because his voice is so beautiful. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. It is really like every person that hears your voice. But the thing is, it's like this. You don't have a machine behind you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like, why?
Yeah.
Because it's about...
Because I wasn't willing to give up equity in my entire name. And, you know, I believe in ownership. I believe in artists owning their own material. I believe in artists being their own boss. I believe that we should be our own CEOs, and I believe that we should, you know, educate each other of how to do that when it comes to publishing, when it comes to registering your songs, when it comes to registering your music with the Library of Congress. You know, we can make a lot of money as an independent artist if you know how to move, and if you know how to protect yourself. You can make a living and a lifestyle of being an independent artist. And you know, oh shit, I think oh yeah. Are you guys hungry?
Yeah. I want to dig into that over there.
So tell us what's coming here today.
All right. So right now we actually have some more food coming out for you guys. One of our things that we like to do is highlight local restaurants. Our first restaurant that we love to debut is called Joyce's.
Yes.
So this is a little gym in the downtown LA. It's right in between Whole Foods and Bottega.
Yes. 7th and Grandish. Yeah.
Like I said, I like to walk around, see little restaurants, and I came in this one day. The story about the owner is actually the sweetest thing because he basically named the restaurant after his mother, and his daughter's name, his middle name is Joyce.
Joyce, yeah.
So basically, they wanted
Chicago.
to do. They're from Chicago, but the mom's from Atlanta.
Atlanta, I know, straight up, baby. ATL was
So they
crazy.
said the one thing they said is in LA they just don't know how to do soul food right.
They don't.
Which
Sorry.
is it's kind of hard to find places, but they said they wanted to do a take of it and to make it where it's going to be flavorful and it means something. And I
Yeah.
feel like that if you go into the restaurant, the ambiance, the coloring is just good.
Man,
They have a very good craft cocktail program.
And the servers are so fucking knowledgeable. Like they are so knowledgeable and they're nice.
And they make you feel like you're at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
When we did our research dinner, we had a wonderful time.
Yes.
Some of the dishes we will be having today.
Yes.
First of all, this is their chicken and waffles. Normally it will have a pecan crumble, but somebody is allergic to nuts.
I'm allergic to nuts. I mean,
so
you
we
know,
couldn't do
at least
that.
Trina,
But like
right?
here, it has like little crust and a little bit of fennel seeds. Right here we have their mac and cheese, which is phenomenal. And an interesting fact
tell us-
about this macaroni and
Yes.
cheese, it's actually vegan. A lot of
Yes.
people don't know this. Is
Yes.
a lot of cheese gets stacked.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something. All this cashew cheese and all this stuff, people are making all this money. But the thing is,
Yeah.
when cheese gets stacked, it gets deloused,
Meaning
which
that
the
when-
lactate filters out.
When it's aged for an appropriate amount of time, the lactate is gone. So this cheese is aged so well that it's not going to give you any of the side effects that regular cheese will give you. You know what I'm saying? So you can eat it and not worry about the lactate.
you can trust
That-
this
that's the
vegans or you
stacking?
can't.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
So
It's
it's like
incredible.
basically the milk kind of just crumbles out.
Yes.
All right, and then we have their cornbread and the Solheim butter, which is
Bullshit. This
really amazing.
Cornbread, guys, it will make you slap everybody you know. Look, it's moist. You know, and we don't like to say moist too many times, but it's moist.
But make you say more.
But it makes you say moist, and it's buttery. Like, it's incredible. Sorry.
And then finally, we have their Louisiana fried catfish with their pickles and a spicy remoulade. I do not like pickles. I will say this. Those
How's
are
that
fucking
possible?
amazing. Seasoning and catfish, you know you can't be fucking around with
You
catfish.
can't fuck with catfish.
They made the
fuck it
best
up.
seasoning I had
And
for
look,
catfish.
And I'll
local.
say something more. Usually when we eat catfish, we want a little hot sauce. This catfish, you don't need no
it.
hot sauce. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. All right, cool. You pass me that wine.
Oh yeah.
All right.
All right, we're gonna eat, guys. Y'all.
But starting,
Yes,
like, still
yes,
continue
yes,
on the
yes.
conversation.
Catfish.
Yeah, get those pickles over here.
All right.
Wait, can we back up a second? You said you don't like pickles at all.
I do not like pickles.
I just don't know if I could trust you now.
You don't.
Right. That's one of those things, right?
Like cornichons, I don't eat them. Like you guys are lucky they put them on the board because I don't like them on the board.
Yeah.
I just don't like pickles.
All right. So I want some of this cornbread. Don't judge me, but it's not a black thing. I promise.
It's somebody had a couple glasses of rosé.
It's a rosé thing, guys.
Oh, you want the catfish?
I do want the catfish.
Taste this cornbread,
Of course.
guys. It's so good. Perfect.
All right. So back to so we're talking about the whole thing with, you know, Grammys and music and representation. I just think the best artists are the most undiscovered.
Okay, I thought I was high when I first had it, and it wasn't like
Probably were.
this shit is still the same. It's still the same. Like, look at this. Oh my God. Sorry.
Pass
Guys,
that
go
over.
check
Pass
out
that over
Joyce.
here real quick.
Hot
Go
take.
ahead,
Joyce
go
in
ahead.
downtown
I can't
LA.
watch him enjoy
Here's a
Joyce
it.
hot
to the Wells
take.
Fargo.
Hot take.
Taste this cornbread, man. You taste it?
I'm trying to
Oh my
enjoy this
God.
catfish over here.
All right. But yeah, like I said, I'm always telling people, look around. You never know what kind of gyms are in your in your community. This is downtown, and honestly, Quizzy, I hate to throw you under the bus, but you wouldn't have known about it if I kept pressuring this place.
Listen, Andre is always on his walks after the gym, and he calls me, Quasi, you wouldn't believe this restaurant I found. We got to check this out. Usually how it goes. And I'm like, you know what, I'm down. You know, so it's so good to be surrounded around people that see the best in you, right? But that are not afraid to tell you the truth about who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
That's who Andre is. You know what I'm saying? He's probably one of the most blunt people in the world. My grandmother always told me, keep honest people around you, man. If you ain't got honest people around you, as Kanye said, and I do co-point Kanye, He said if you
Jumping in.
are hanging around people who act like they don't know who you are, you'll forget who you are. And that's
This
word.
season, these chicken and waffles like the catfish. You gotta try this.
Oh yeah, cause I'm black or what?
Yeah. And you know you love chicken and waffles.
I do.
Who doesn't?
But no, you really do.
Yeah.
I do. All right, let's see what's up. And then you can just cut this shit with the fork, guys. And you know that's tender. All right.
Tender and crispy.
Actually, and I'm not a big waffle fan. This waffle kind of good.
All right.
But like I said, are you gonna try this mac and cheese, Topher?
Oh,
yeah,
please,
obviously.
please,
Yeah,
please.
yeah,
If you don't, I will
Yep,
share.
yeah. We're gonna get that.
But no, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you know, today's episode, you know, as we really speak about it, it's just about, man, if you out there and you waiting on someone to tell you who you are, like you're waiting for permission to be great, and you waiting for someone to save you, ain't nobody gonna save you. Build your own table, like, build your own table, make your own food, make sure you put some seasoning in there, white people. But, you know, don't wait for anyone to give you permission to be who you are. Do that shit on your own. Because the universe moves out of the way for a man who knows where they want to go. And that's on everything.
Don't age yourself out because I
Yeah.
feel like what was the one thing, the meme that's coming around where they're talking about people in their 30s and it's
Oh.
just like a big old thing. And it's just like
It's a whole
people
thing
think
here.
if you don't hit something by your 30s, you're just not.
We should speak about
we?
that a little bit.
Yeah,
Can we?
You know who Bryan Cranston is?
Oh, of
Of course, right? Of course.
Well,
I just,
I
you
know
people-
Malcolm in the Middle. I'm aging myself, but I don't care.
But and that's exactly what he talks about in this. There's an interview I remember with him when he's talking about like he had some success. You know, I mean, he was in a big famous
Yeah.
TV show, but he was still, you know, I mean, I don't know what his contract or whatever, but like from what I remember this interview, he was talking about like he still felt like he hadn't really made it. Like he was still felt like he was struggling. People in his family are saying, you know, when are you gonna take life seriously, more or less, you know what I
Right.
mean? And this is a man who's like, I think probably pushing 60 at the time, you know, like, and his whole thing with this interview is like, you know, don't stop, like, don't let other people,
Man.
you know, like, take that away from you. Like, if you know what you want and you're gonna go get it, like, and he did. He stuck it out. He was in the industry for like probably 30 some years with almost no recognition. You know what I mean? And now he's Bryan Cranston.
And-
You know what I mean? Like,
fun
so-
fact, we have to mention this because I am shooting at the place that I work at, Wally's, and they do
Wally's.
sell him
Works
and Aaron
Wally's.
Paul. They do have a mezcal, Dos Hombres. This is actually really good mezcal.
Yeah?
I'm a mezcal drinker. I fuck
Same.
with it.
Yeah,
I
you
fucks
are.
with it.
You love mezcal.
I do.
Yeah. But I think that the moral of the story is the people that we see, okay, being famous and being known is different from being well off or being set up or being
Yeah,
whatever.
absolutely.
And just because you're famous, I know a lot of famous people and they ain't got no money in their pocket, you know what I'm saying? They didn't make the right decisions. And, you know, so...
really got taken advantage of.
Right, but see,
Which happens a lot.
That's the whole thing is, right? We want to promote self-education. We want to promote community where if you don't know how to do something or if you need help with something,
I'm gonna need a slice of pizza. Can you
I got you. You call on people, reach out to people, man. Don't think
Yeah.
that getting famous. When my first record deal, I thought because I was signed to a major label deal that all my problems would go away. Lord, my oh my oh my. I didn't know I signed my life away. I didn't know they owned equity in my name. I didn't know that they owned me. And it took me a few years to get out of that deal because I thought, oh, I'm signed now. But that doesn't mean anything. If you're not empowered to understand what that means, you're worse off.
It's the whole concept of financial literacy.
Yeah.
So it's just something that they're trying to preach upon, which is something that you should know, you should be solvent and all that stuff. But also too, it needs to be like one of the things that you especially always talk about. If you are a songwriter, you need to have the rights to your catalog.
Yep.
And you could also be petty with your cat, because what was the whole thing with Michael Jackson? When
Oh, my.
Eminem did that whole thing?
Yeah, Eminem dissed Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson went and bought his catalog.
So for 10
Michael loved
years,
doing that.
every time
He did the same thing to
every
Paul
time
McCartney.
Eminem performed,
Michael
Jackson
got it.
he got
Buy it
a
up.
check. He got a cute little check for every time he performed. You talk about like, look, I'm all about the petty. Another one, 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Very petty.
Yeah.
What was
Got
the
it,
thing?
buy it
Was
up.
it juvenile? See this wine.
Too much wine. guys.
Was it juvenile or ludicrous where he bought like 5 rows of the front seat? No,
It was Ja Rule.
it was that rule.
Oh man.
He bought like his own concert. It's
Yeah.
done.
So you walk
It's
out,
done.
It was
and the
funny
first
because
5 rows are
Yeah.
empty.
Because we talked about, honestly, if it wasn't for he basically saved Stars
That's a
Network.
big flex.
Yeah.
He
That's a
really
big
did,
flex.
if you really think about it, because
All right, and let's give a toast to 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
Hey, you know what?
No, 50 Cent is the realest. Like, at the end of the day, I respect 50 so much because he fought for Mary J. Blige. She's in the Power spinoff. He fought for Mary J. Blige to be paid a whopping $400,000 an episode.
Here, pass that over here when you.
That's incredible. So 50, he's petty, but he's about his business. He stands on business. When everybody blackballed Monique, 50 Cent went and said, you know what, Monique, I'm gonna give you a job. Gave Monique a job. So at the end of the day, 50 is that uncle that I wish I had, you know what I'm saying? Who is gonna tell you the truth to your face, you don't wanna hear it.
But then it's going to help you out.
Yeah. It is
And
what
I
it is.
just see,
You need those people
because
in your life.
you know what? I will be honest, I can be a little bit critical with my friends, and my friends know that, but I don't do it out of a place to be
a little
negative.
bit.
I want all my friends to win.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially just like within the entertainment industry,
Yeah.
you get tore down so much, you need to have that group of core
Yeah.
people with you.
Yeah.
And I just think it's really hard to focus on that when somebody's coming at you, but you do need to have that friend, because you know what? I can admit I can be a little live wire,
Yeah, but
and I can say some stuff, and I'm like, but you know who always calls me? But he doesn't call me out in front of other people. He pulls me outside. He goes, Andre, you know you could do better as this one right over here.
yeah. I mean, come on. I just feel like my grandmother gave me the biggest lesson in the world. She said, Kwaici, fail early and often. Fail early and often. And what that means is that you need to fail as much as you can now and learn as much as you can now so that in the future, you don't need to fail as much. You know what I'm saying? And when you fail often, you're gonna get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And I get it to all these artists who have all this dope ass music, have all these dope ass productions. They have a lot of stuff, but they're so afraid to take that next step. Like, this show is gonna be a constant reminder that you are enough right now. You're enough today, not 5 months from now, not
Cheers.
5 days
Cheers
from
to
now.
that.
Yeah. Y'all are enough. We're gonna salute and just say, toast to y'all for sure. Seriously, like, we the artists, man. We represent the artists. We represent the dreamers,
There you go.
and that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
And that's the whole thing. It's just like, I feel like if we're not going to sit up here and uplift each other, it's just like, then don't be at the table.
And
It's just one of those things where it's just, and if you have a goal, if you have a dream, fuck it. And if you fail, fuck it. Who
Fuck
cares? Fuck it.
Fuck it. One thing I remember, I'm trying to remember who said this so I can give proper credit, but it's not. I don't know who.
the
who it is,
internet will help.
But
The
the
internet will
internet's
help.
gonna find it for
Yeah.
me. But there's this idea that, like, if you're an artistic person, right? Like, you probably became that way because you have good taste. Like you grew up analyzing art in a way that maybe a lot of people around you like really weren't thinking about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what gets you into that mindset where you're gonna try and create art.
Yeah.
I think. And then at the beginning, there's a gap between your taste of what you're good at knowing what's good.
I see where you're going with this.
There's a gap because you want to create and you start to experiment with that, but you know that it's not up to snuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and working through that progress, I feel like is we're
We're done with the food, so I'm going to give our production to.
Okay, yeah. We ain't finna
You guys
waste.
want some catfish?
It's a sin to waste food.
It's a sin to waste food.
It's a sin to waste food.
No, you guys want a little food.
You were saying it was a space between what you know and where you're trying to reach. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm trying to get at is that if you're creating and you don't feel good enough, keep going, because you're in that gap. And it's a rite of passage, I think, for anyone who creates.
Right.
And it's not something that I hear get talked about a lot.
No.
You know, you're either like a gifted savant or you're just be an accountant somewhere. You know, like for most people when they're talking about this, it's like it's a gift you have or you don't, and that's not the reality. The reality is that the people that you appreciate, the artists that you love, spent countless hours in their own room. Woodshedding
by themselves,
figuring it out. And so do that. Do more of that, and you'll get through it, because that's what everybody else ahead of you did, and that's what everyone. You know, so but I feel like I just want to say that because I don't think I knew that for a long time, and it got to me.
That is the secret sauce that they don't tell you about Beyonce and them. That they don't tell you about Oprah Winfrey them and Viola Davis and them, you know, all of these, and Brad Pitts of the world. They don't tell you that the most integral moments are the ones you spend alone, by yourself, in silence, trying to figure it out.
Because that's what we're all doing. We're all trying to figure it out.
But we're not. If there was a blueprint, they don't give you that part, right?
Yeah.
You either get, I'm trying to make it, I already made it, right? And there's no in between, or we feel lost. Like, you guys are probably some of the most talented people, and I tell Diqui all the time, you are already who you were supposed to be. You're already there. You stop pushing your finish line just for trying to fit in with other people. Like, you are already there. You know what I'm saying? Like, part of it, of the faking it part, that means you know that you already have what you need to have. You're just trying to make sure other people around you see you for what you have. But you can never get to the faking part if you didn't spend all those moments alone. If you went in there trying to make this rap work or make this song work. I had a privilege of spending time with Topher creating his project. And I was just blown away by the masterfulness and the musicianship of it. And this guy says, oh, it's still not good enough. Oh, I need to change this. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's a mindset.
It's a mindset. And if you are the most confident man in the room, everybody's gonna listen.
I just think it's always, and some people think, like, you know, I think at the end of the day, you're your worst critic as a person. Individuals, you're your worst critic. And people think that's a negative. I think it's always good to strive to be better. It's always good to put something out and then to be like, you know what can I do to be better?
Yeah.
And people think that's a negative, you're being too harsh on yourself. Like, no, it's about critiquing and being good.
Being introspective.
Yeah.
I'm glad you see that.
Because I understand it, because you know, and it was one of those things where, like, I literally got my degree in something completely different, and now I'm doing something completely different than what I want to do.
And just so you know, guys, we are educated folk.
Yeah.
We are people that, you know, chose academia. We did it the right way, as Americans say, the right way. Go to school, do this, do that. We all did it. I'm literally a working professional. I work in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference in working for someone and working for yourself. And everybody around us, shout out to TenFifty, shout out to 4 a.m., you know, we are people that put our crafts, of our talents, of our dreams, of our ambitions in front of our fears. And I think that this is a collection of that. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, this is why this episode is so special to me, because you guys have grown before my eyes. Like, and I think you're ready for the world. I think that, you know, this next season is gonna be stupid for y'all. And I'm from Atlanta, so when we say something like stupid, we mean the opposite of that, right? Just for those trolls who are gonna take what I say. But I think this is gonna be incredible for y'all.
Because you know what? Common sense is not that common anymore.
Yeah.
You would think it is, but it is not.
And before we head out, guys, I wanna let everybody know, coming up right after this, we get the first performance in the world from Freaky Diqui, aka Diqui, aka Ace Coon Boom, aka, you know what I'm saying, everything in between. But he's gonna be performing Tom Cruise.
You're just gonna simplify it, huh?
Tom Cruise coming up next. And I want you guys to let everybody know where to follow you at, where to find you at right now.
Of course, Freaky Diqui. Freaky spelled how you spell freaky, and then Diqui, D-I-Q-U-I, on all platforms. So just be on the lookout, because I got a video coming out for this song. And
when can we expect
The video, definitely summertime, 2024, for sure. Because we're going to waste
You know
a
he's
lot
gonna
of
keep
work.
following up with you too, because you don't come out of here.
No, we're
call
going to
you
waste
out.
a lot of footage just trying to get it made. You know,
that's
my
good.
intention is to waste 11 miles worth of IMAX film just to shoot it.
Let's go.
Just to get 2 minutes for the video.
Purposely wasteful.
But, exactly.
There you go.
But the thing is for the art, and I want it to be cinematic, and you'll feel it in the song.
That's love. And what about you?
Well, yeah, as I mentioned earlier, I just released my first song with this new project. Super excited about it. And
Are you gonna come back and perform for us?
Oh yeah. When it's ready, you'll know.
That's
You'll
all
know
we
it.
need.
I'll be here. You know it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little bit of a pullback from my personal self in the music, and I sort of created this character that I can kind of put my. Man, I don't even know how to talk about this.
You don't need the right words. You're an artist.
Let me just. So anyway, yeah, it's a character I created actually.
Right.
It's an android character that just came to life.
Okay.
You know, and it's AI. It's inspired by all this technology we're seeing. You know, and this character is struggling to find its identity. You know?
All right,
Yeah.
so when we come back, we are gonna have a
Performance by
from
Freaky
Mr.
Diqui. Let's
Yeah.
go, baby. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, a Mouthful crew. It is my pleasure to introduce the first performance ever on a Mouthful, breaking us in like no one else could break us in. Everybody, give it up for Freaky Diqui performing Tom Cruise from his upcoming EP, It Was All for Love.
What's up? I'm Freaky Diqui, and this is Tom Cruise.
Jumping out the chopper, Tom Cruise. Bet my life on this, can't lose. Early morning rising, no snooze. Tired, but I'm still making moves. Yeah, tired, but I can't stop. Praying that I won't stop. Woke up in a drop top, catching flights, new heights. Shooting shots in my mind like I'm at the rocker. Shorty followed me, but I had to go and block her. I ain't trending, but I'm a trend. Acting fake, bitch, you ain't a friend. Left Texas, ain't been the same. Let my ego go, no one to blame, yeah. Sunflower born in the rain. They try to shoot me down, but I grow through the pain. Mama looking down on me, I ain't never been the same. I ain't never been the same no more. Jumping out the chopper, Tom Cruise. Bet my life on this, can't lose. Early morning rising, no snooze. Tired, but I'm still making moves. Yeah, jumped out the chopper, how could I lose? Hard on my sleeve, listening to views. Top of the city, ain't mixing booze. Eyes to the sky, ain't watch the news. Every day I wake up with a plan. Once I take off from the ground, I never land. Play cards I was dealt, didn't choose. Had to do it for the ones I had to lose. Jumping out the chopper, Tom Cruise. Bet my life on this, can't lose. Early morning rising, no snooze. Tired, but I'm still making moves, yeah. Making moves, yeah. Making moves, yeah.